Well, it's Wednesday, September 18th. Back on trail out of Stevens Pass. It's just right behind us back there. Still hear the highway noise. I'm sure we will for a few miles at least. It's right around 2 p.m. I'm not going far. I think I already mentioned. Yeah. But yeah, probably somewhere in the 6 to 7 mile range. There's a couple of lakes up there. I'm just wanting to get out, get set up for an early start tomorrow, and a lot of early starts to come up. I have no idea how I'm going to document this, how much I'll say on the subject, but unfortunately, Easy Rider and I, or Easy Strider, Cameron, we're not hiking together anymore. And I'll go ahead and say a few things, but they probably won't make it to YouTube. We just had, as to be expected, every person is different. Every person's got their own style. We certainly had a different hiking style, but we kind of made it work there for a long time, all through Oregon and a lot of decent amount of Washington. He likes to go to sleep late and get up late and leave camp late, and then get aggressive at the end of the day. I'm a little bit the opposite. I'm not so much I gotta go to bed early. I don't mind staying up till 10, some nights even 11. I'm looking at maps and photos, but I definitely like to start earlier. I hike more miles in the morning when it's cooler. Energy levels are kind of high. So I like to leave camp early, hike early. Ideally, I want to set camp before sunset or at sunset, so I've got a little light to do what I want to do. Those were all overcomeable. And we did. We'd get grumpy with each other at the end of the day when our goals were a little different, and usually we both bent a little bit. Sometimes one person bent, sometimes the other did, to accommodate the other's insistence. Again, that all generally went fine. But I don't know how to term it. He handles his ethics a little differently than I do. He's always pinching a penny, and I get it. He's not rich. For some reason, he thinks I am. I am not. I'm on my own budget, and extending my own credit, and doing all the things that people do to hike these trails. Oh, yeah. He ended up staying a night with me in Snoqualmie Pass. The room was $100 a night. I told him that if he was going to stay, he had to pay half, because I had slept in one of the two beds I had the night before without showering, because I got in late and then did resupply and ate with my friend Brett and his son Logan. And so I had slept in a dirty bed, or I slept in a clean bed pretty dirty. My plan was the next morning I'd take a shower and have a clean bed to sleep in. And he came around and hung out for the day and kept kind of hinting that he didn't want to stay at the hostel again, which was $20 a night. And I'm like, well, it's your choice, dude, but if you're staying in that bed, which was going to be my clean bed for the night, and you're going to use all the facilities, you got to pay half the rate. And he objected, and I several times was really, really clear. Like, no, I can't. And he told me, I don't really have the money. And I'm like, dude, I'm, sorry about that, but I'm hiking my own hike, you're hiking your own hike, and I'm sponsoring mine with money that I worked very hard with for many years to save. And, using a bunch of it on things like freaking $100 rooms, which I'd rather not pay, but I didn't want to stay in a hostel. So he kind of, he knew what I was saying. So we got the Skycomish, and what we had been doing is in cash only places. I had been paying cash for him, and then he'd buy me resupply food or whatever, you know, for the same amount on his credit card, which was working. It worked a lot through Oregon. I helped him out. He paid me back. We got the Skycomish, and I'm like, here's about 50 bucks worth of stuff. You should put it on your card now so we can get this settled. And he's like, oh, I told you I was only paying 20 for that room. And this is in a store. It's all I could do to not lose my absolute temper on him. You know, we're in a store. I don't want to make a scene in front of a bunch of people. But you know, I was like, really? That's the way I told you it was 50. No, I told you it was 20. So whatever. He bought me 20 bucks worth of stuff there. And we didn't talk about it. We went over to the Dinsmores. There were other people there, so we didn't chat about it. But I was livid. And the next morning when the young couple, Radio and Sonny, stepped out to go across the street to the store, I mentioned it to him. And he immediately started, oh, I told you I was only going to pay you 20. And I lost it. You know, there's no violence or anything, but I was pissed. I'm still kind of pissed. I'm hurt, frankly. That's really what it is. It's the same thing that I've gone through with family members and friends, former work colleagues that I thought were friends. I've invested and generously loaned money to people in good amounts for a lot of years. And in the last decade, it is just time and time again. People who can't manage their money well, can't pay their house payments, all sorts of things that I've lent money to people for. It's not including money I've given to other family members who I knew I would never get it back from. These were actual loans. People taking 5, 6, 7 more vacations a year, buying expensive furniture, eating out a lot, and not only not paying me back, but not even bringing it up for months or more than a year at a time, just letting me stew in my own juices, wondering if I'll ever see it, wondering what their mental state is to treat someone who was so generous to them so rudely, so disrespectfully. You know, there's an old adage, neither a borrower nor a lender be. And I've always been on the don't be a borrower side. I borrowed money like 3 times in my life, and it bugged me every single day until I paid it back. And those were all in the sub 1,000. I took one student loan in college for 450 bucks, paid it off in 2 months because I couldn't stand it. And then a couple of friends over the years have lent me like maybe 500 between jobs when I was trying to get a new apartment and whatnot. So anyway, I had seen this behavior in Easy Strider a little bit along the way. He tends not to tip people at restaurants, like not tip. None. Twice I called him on it, and both times he was like, oh, well, the service was really crap, and I'm not going there again. I'm like, oh my God, those are both so self-centered and untrue. I'm getting rained on. I'm gonna have to put up my umbrella in a minute. So that's the story. I mean, whatever. I'm gonna hike on. I started this hike alone. Looks like I'll finish it alone. I thought I'd made a friend that I was going to be a friend with for a long time, and who knows, maybe we'll meet up on trail and he'll reconsider his stance on basically lying to me and taking advantage of me. And he'll be like, oh dude, next town I'll buy you 30 bucks worth of stuff. Let's make up. Because he's a nice guy. He's generally a nice guy, but he's got a very chintzy streak in him that I just don't. All right, well, it's really raining, so the umbrella's going up. Like I said, most of this probably won't ever make it to YouTube. I'm just airing out my feelings.